Today we're going to be showing you how easy it is to assemble the Assuragate, the first and only mass-produced prefabricated high-quality wooden fence gate on the market, which is what you see here. This example is a 4-foot high solid picket gate with a standard flat top design. They are also available in space picket along with the optional dip or oval top. These are the only tools you'll need when assembling an Assuragate. Everything has already been pre-fitted and pre-drilled for easy assembly. However, we're going to use these professional grade tools as would any pro to save time, but again, they're not necessary. The first step in the process is to open your bag and empty the Assuragate components where you'll be working. The standard components in the box consist of the Western red cedar, pre-notched framing and coverboard pickets, as well as the plastic bag, which includes assembly instructions and all required fasteners, which are the screws for the framing and the nails for the pickets, and a bottle of wood glue. And there also may be gate hardware as well if you included that in your order. First, you'll need to place the horizontal framing pieces into position for assembly, leaving the notches exposed. If you have a work table set up, it'll make life a lot easier for you. We're assembling ours on the ground. Go ahead and place the diagonal braces into position with their correspondingly labeled notches so that the frame fits together as shown. Later you'll be nailing the coverboard pickets to this face of the frame, which hides the joinery. It may require some wiggling to find the sweet spot at the top of the diagonal braces to converge properly so you can dry fit the frame together. Next, we'll be opening the plastic bag containing fasteners, glue, and assembly instructions. You'll most likely have already done this at this point to read the instructions, but we know what we're doing, so we waited until we needed the screws. We'll then, at that point, grab the wood glue and smear some on the inside of each of the interlocking lap joints in the frame. Make sure you get enough. You don't need to go too wild because it'll create a sloppy mess. From here, you'll need to put the framing back together to accept the screws. Again, it may take some wiggling to find the sweet spot, and of course, for the more experienced pro, you really don't need to dry fit the frame together before you proceed with the gluing. Once you get your frame glued and put back together, be sure to set the drill to a low speed and a low torque setting, maybe around 7 or 8. Cedar's soft, and you don't want to go too far, but you should go deep enough to make the screw heads flush or just recessed. Proceed to drive the screws in the pre-drilled holes as shown. It doesn't matter which set of screws you put in first, as long as they all go in and you take your time. And with this, you'll be done with the frame. Typical wood gates rely on the coverboard pickets to hold the frame together, which is a fundamental flaw. As you can see, all the strength of the Assuragate stems from its patent-pending frame design and construction. You have the option to purchase the frame-only version of the Assuragate and use your own boards if that better suits your needs. We've now come to the end of step 1. Next up, we'll be adding the cover boards to the frame. If you don't have a work table set up, find a flat surface like a brick wall. Here, we're using a piece of angle iron. Squarely position the Assuragate frame about 8 inches from the flat surface as shown. Next, you need to get your coverboard pickets situated properly. So go ahead and unwrap them and lay them out onto your frame. For best results and minimal frustration, nail the outermost boards on first. So grab your hammer and nails or your nail gun to get started. By using this approach, the outermost pickets will hold the remaining pickets in their position, so you're not constantly fighting them to stay in place while you're nailing them onto the Assuragate frame. We provide enough fasteners to set 2 nails per horizontal frame piece per board. For best results, offset these nails above and below the center line of each horizontal frame piece you're nailing to in a diagonal fashion to allow space for hardware fasteners. When placing the last 2 boards into position, fold them into place as shown. A tip we neglected to follow in this example would be to give yourself some lightly penciled guidelines to reference when you're driving the nails into the pickets. This will ensure your nails don't go off in some random direction, missing the frame you're supposed to be nailing to. Plus, it will give you a very clean and professional look as one would come to expect from the most seasoned of gate building veterans. The Assuragate can be special ordered to follow your change in grade if your fence line is sloped. You can also trim up to 4 inches from either side of the gate to compensate for non-standard openings. The Assuragate is available in any size from 3x3 to 8x8 and any size in between. So if you have a 16-foot opening, you'd simply use 2 8-foot gates as a set to fill the opening. Every Assuragate purchased comes with a manufacturer's 5-year warranty. Good luck finding that somewhere else. To find more information about the Assuragate or to place an order, visit our website or give us a call. Thanks for your time.